Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Slider Havoc here. We are back on 10-minute tutorials, and today, as you read in the description, we are covering blood magic sigils. That's right. We've got a lot of them to cover, and we got only 10 minutes to do this in, so let's get going quickly. So the very first sigil we're going to make when we're doing blood magic will be our Divination Sigil we talked about in the last episode for altars and orbs. As you can see, it is 7 pieces of glass, 1 blank slate, which is a stone in a tier 1 altar. We'll give you a blank slate. Your orb, you get the Divination Sigil. Divination Sigil gives you a reading of current essence. You see, I have 83,984,066. The Divination Sigil also lets you come over here and click on your altar because we don't have a GUI, but if we right click, we kind of get one. Tells us the current essence of the altar as well as what tier the altar is and the capacity of the altar. Sweet. Divination Sigil. Moving on. Now, next one we've got here is the Water Sigil. Water Sigil is pretty simple. It is 7 water buckets, a blank slate, and a weak orb. And if we do a little right click, you'll see it gives us a water source block. Freaking outstanding if you ask me. Free water, it costs 100 life essence for every use, so it's not too expensive, especially for early game. Not a big deal. The next one we're going to go over is the Void Sigil. The Void Sigil is empty buckets, a string, a reinforcer. Oh, you know what? No, let's do this one first, because that is our tier 2. Let's do our other tier 1. Lava is also a tier 1 sigil. And it's pretty simple. If water does give us a water source block, then obviously lava will probably give us a lava source block. It takes 6 buckets of lava, another or a blank slate, sorry, a magma cream, and then this lava crystal. And this lava crystal is a little bit more expensive. It is a diamond, 2 obsidian, 3 buckets, 2 glass, and our orb. But what this does is it gives us unlimited lava. It's pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. Yes. You need lava, you just plop it down. You can create some amazing things with unlimited lava, but it's not totally unlimited. As I said over here, a water source block costs you 100 life essence. Moving on to the lava block, it costs 1,000 life essence. And what made you update, I don't know, but let me clean this up with our next sigil. Our next sigil here is our Void Sigil. Now, as you saw, it picks up our liquid source blocks, our lava, our water. It just picks them up. Pretty cool. Now this one is actually a tier 2, so you see it's now reinforced slate, no longer blank slate. Get tier 2 slate by putting a blank slate in a tier 2 altar and getting a reinforced slate. Pretty cheap to make. It's just 6 buckets of string and a reinforced slate, and we get our Void Sigil. And as you saw, you right click on it, it sucks it right up. And if I remember correctly, the Void Sigil, let me grab my Divination Sigil again real quick. The Void Sigil is, what is it, 4516 there at the end. I think it's 50 per use. 4466. Yeah, so it's 50 per use. Pretty cheap, not too bad. All right, next one we're going to move on to is our Air Sigil. Air Sigil is exactly what you think it is. It's going to put us in the air. It's going to be 6 feathers, 1 gas tier, 1 reinforced slate. Pretty cheap still. Well, the gas tier can be a bit of a pain, but not too bad. But as you see, this is very early in-game flight. Now, granted, it's not full creative flight. I don't have full control. I have to be holding right click to do it and, you know, fly around this way. But it's not too bad. It's pretty freaking fast. Like, you can get around really quickly with this guy. It's pretty sweet. Also, let me say this as I put myself into creative mode. I'm going to do a little jump up real quick. As you see, you can take fall damage. You need to be careful with this guy. If you're going to fly up, make sure you're using the sigil to fly down as well. Make sure it's the sigil making you touch the ground and not regularly, or you will take fall damage. And, well, that could just stink, right? Next we're going to do Sigil of the Fast Miner. It's very simple. You can see it gives me haste 2, right? It's going to give us mining haste. It's very simple. What are you doing here? Come on. Give me the recipe. Give me the recipe. Well, I'll get the recipe over here. Haste. Let me... Oh, no, not haste. Sigil of the Fast Miner. That's what we're trying to get here. Miner. There you are. For some reason, it's not showing me the recipe. There we go. It's 4 stone, an iron shovel, an iron pickaxe, an iron axe, and a reinforced slate. Not too expensive, but I think this one can be definitely worthwhile. If I get my Air Sigil out of the way right there, and we can do a little test here. Not too bad. Now if we turn this guy... Oh, it's already on. Ha! Oopsie. Alright, so let's check out the speed. It's really hard to tell the difference with shoveling because, well, it's not a huge increase, but it's a little quicker. Kind of noticeable. Anyway, so that is Sigil of the Fast Miner. It works for mining as well as shovels and all that stuff. Now, Sigil of the Elemental Infinity. Pretty easy concept here. We take our lava, our air, and our water. We put it around an imbued slate because we are now to the tier 3 sigils, which is going to be a reinforced slate. And a tier 3 altar will give us an imbued slate, 4 obsidians, and our tier 3 orb. And that gives us Elemental Infinity, and I bet you guys can figure out what this means. There's lava, I'm walking around, oh no, I'm taking damage. Let me turn on my Sigil of Elemental Infinity, and you can see no more fire damage. And we're going to go here, and you'll see that I actually, well, you know, I still have haste turned on. Let me turn that bad boy off real quick. Boop. Okay. So we've got fire resistance and water breathing, and not only do we have those, one killer thing that we also have too is this. I'm going to go way up here and just go sailing to the ground and boop, feather falling as well. Pretty freaking cool sigil. Not too hard. I mean, we're at tier 3 now, so it's not really early game, but it's still pretty freaking, you know, early. Next what we're going to do is our Sigil of Haste. This one, I bet you can kind of guess, with some cookies and some sugar and a demonic slate. This is tier 4, by the way. You get, sorry, 2 obsidian with our tier 4 orb. We get Sigil of Haste. And check it out. We have haste. Running up blocks. Not like a beast. Super jump. I believe it's 3 blocks high you can jump. Running up and down single blocks. You're running with boost 2. Pretty freaking sweet. I'm digging it. And if you remember some of these are going to come in really handy later on when we're making some armor. Now for this guy right here, it's going to be a little harder for me to show, but this is our Sigil of Holding. Now the Sigil of Holding is not too expensive. It is a tier 3. It's imbued slate. It's 4 blank slates, an imbued slate, and 3 pieces of stone with our orb. And what this one lets us do is if we shift and right click, see the Divination Sigil just went in there. So say if I want to add haste, and I want my, we'll say my air sigil, and I've already put the Divination Sigil in it, so we'll go with lava. And all I do is shift and right click. You'll see those are coming out of my inventory, and if I hold shift and right click, you'll see it switches up. So now my Sigil of Holding is actually any one of these. My fire, my Divination Sigil, my haste sigil, or my air sigil. Pretty freaking sweet Sigil of Holding. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Alright, so now for our next row, and we're getting close. We're a little over halfway there. We got to get there. Sigil of the Green Grove. Pretty simple. You turn it on. Things that have a tick rate. You know what? Let me give myself a sapling real quick. Sapling. Anything with a tick rate. You know what? We'll even do it with this. We'll do it with some sugarcane. Because sugarcane is a great way to really see what's going on. I'll move you there. Okay, cool. So, with this... Oh. What's going on there? I don't know. I'm getting multiple hotbars. That's not what I was intending. But anyways, we're going to go over here. We're going to place some sugarcane down by the river. And with our Sigil of Haste, Sigil of the Green Grove, if I leave it on, you will see that this will actually grow relatively quickly. Usually, you know, it takes a while for sugarcane to grow. But while we're standing here, we should actually see some effects. It may not happen right this moment. It's not always instantaneous, but it does speed up the tick rate of growing items. And it's anything with a tick rate. So other mods with tick rates will be affected as well. And you know what? We're not going to waste all of our time standing here. I promise you it does work. But it also works as bone meal. If you right click on anything that can be bone mealed, it will, well, bone meal. It's pretty sweet. So that is the Sigil of the Green Grove. Pretty sweet. Next we have our Sigil of the Whirlwind. Now this guy is sweet. This one right here, well, it just stops projectile damage. So let's give ourselves a skelly real quick. Grab a skeleton spawn egg. Move the Green Grove here. And, oh, you know what? I need to change this to easy so I can actually put this guy down. Oh, let's go night as well so this guy doesn't die here. And we're going to throw him down. And now you can see, I'm going to turn it off. Ooh, he hit me, right? Skeleton does his thing. Right in front of him, well, he's got some bad aim. This is like the worst skeleton ever. There we go, he hit me. But now if I do this, you'll see he's actually going to take damage. Because they're whirlwinding and the arrows are being sent back at him and he's killing himself. Freaking awesome. Finally getting rid of those pesky skeletons. Get them out of the game. They're horrible. Alright, next we're going to do... Oh, let me turn that off. We're going to go over the Sigil of the Phantom Bridge. This might actually be my favorite of all time. So, for Sigil of the Phantom Bridge, I'm going to do a little right click. You'll see a little thing appears here. And we can walk on air. Now, you can technically fall off this thing if you are able to jump off of it. But yeah, it basically creates blocks under you so you can just kind of run around wherever. Pretty quick process. And if you turn around and look, there's a bridge behind us. And if I turn it off, just so you can see, it will eventually deplete. You see it slowly, coming apart. And then we're eventually going to run out of bridge over here and boop, fall on the ground. Sigil of the freaking Phantom Bridge, pretty awesome. Sigil magnetism does exactly what it sounds like. If I break this block, boop, you see it just sucks it in. Works up to like 5 blocks away, so it's pretty cool. Right in. And you can see where I'm breaking these blocks, they shouldn't be just coming in my inventory. But if I turn it on, boop, right in there. Sigil of magnetism, pretty sweet. Sigil of the Blood Lamp, another useful one for people who like really pretty decorations. Don't want to have torches all over their house. If we go back to night mode real quick, you'll see it creates this little red particle block right here. But it works just like a lamp. Just like a torch. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. That is the Sigil of the Blood Lamp. Now next might be another cool one that I really enjoy. This is the Sigil of Suppression. Now this one can be a little bit hasty when we put it in our armor, which I have found out in my multiplayer series, but I've since changed that. But this is pretty cool. Watch this. Jump into the water. Oh no, I'm drowning. Ah, not anymore, I'm not. It suppresses all fluids. We could actually take a trip to the Nether, go jump in a lava pit, and you would see that even the lava gets suppressed by the Sigil of Suppression. It's pretty cool. I love it. It's another fun one. A lot of these are just really, really fun. Now, the Sigil of Ender Servants, I think, is still possibly a work in progress. And then the Sigil with a lovely affinity for fluids, I believe, is a twist on the suppression. These ones are still works in progress, so they're not 100%, there yet. The Harvest Goddess Sigil, this one works very similar to the Green Grove, but at a more advanced state. The Sigil of Compression, I can actually show you that one, and the Sigil of the Assassin, let's get to those real quick. So these three, I'm kind of skipping by them because they're kind of still glitchy. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be fixed relatively soon, but, oh, I still got my Sigil of Suppression on. Let me turn that bad boy off. Where you at? There you are. Turn you off. Are you off or on? Now you're off. Okay, cool. All right, so the last ones we're going to go over real quick are Sigil of Compression and the Sigil of Assassin. Now, the Sigil of Assassin, I bet you can probably guess. No, it's not working either. Oh, that is right. Sigil of the Assassin. With it activated, you... Well, I should believe it goes in your armor. You won't pop up on the radar. It's pretty cool. You won't have a tag. You won't have to hold shift to have a tag. It's just really cool. But anyway, Sigil of Compression. This is going to be the last one we go over. What is it? Iron. Let me grab some iron. I'm going to grab a full couple stacks of iron. Alright. Now I'm going to take my Sigil of Compression here and turn it on. And watch this. As you can see, what it's doing is, now granted, this was an infinite stack, so it's just going to keep going. If I reduce that to a non-infinite stack, what it does is it takes anything that can be condensed from, like, ingots, where it can be 9 into one block, it'll actually automatically do that for you. It's pretty cool. So anything in your inventory that can be condensed will condense. So let me grab some coal real quick just to show you that too. Coal, charcoal, whichever. Oops, I don't want to do that. And it'll just do them all at the same time. Oop, and they're done. As you can see, I've got blocks of coal over here with 3 coal left over. Now the charcoal doesn't do it because, well, charcoal doesn't compress like that. So anyways, guys, that is all the sigils for right now. If there is any updates for the Sigil of Ender Surveillance or Servants, if there's any updates for this one, which you can see doesn't even have a name yet, and the Harvest Goddess Sigil, I will go ahead and add those to the video. But we went a little bit longer, but you know what? We got all the sigils done in just under 15 minutes. I am Slider Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!